You know, I've heard the expression before, mama's baby, papa's maybe. But this video takes it to a whole nother level.
A few years ago, my oldest daughter had to take a DNA test for school just to figure out ancestry. During the DNA test, she came to me very, very sad because apparently me and her were not related. I was like, huh? When she told me this, I had to keep a straight face because the immediate shock was just wild. Then I decided to go with her to get a paternity test done. When we got the paternity test done, it was also concluded that I was not her father.
When I was a young child back in the 70s, at 10:30 every night, they used to make an announcement on the television that said, "Do you know where your children are? Do you know where your children are?" I guess they wanted parents to be responsible for their children and aware of where they were at the time at 10:30 at night. But today's question is, do you know who your children are?
At this point, I was shocked. I've had 4 kids with my wife, and she was the oldest, and I needed to see how far this rabbit hole went. I told her to not let her mother know that we know this information, and then I went to my next oldest child. Not mine. I went to the one below that. Not mine. And then I decided to stop there because the youngest child is so young that this may directly affect them. And they don't really understand what's going on anyway. So I didn't even want to go into that rabbit hole. But when I got the information, I immediately was like, let me go talk to my wife about this.
Who they choose as a spouse. Don't be a motherfucking Captain Save-A-Ho.
So, like always, she didn't take responsibility or any type of accountability, and she said, how are you going to believe your wife over these tests? I was like, are you serious? Are you like, for real, for real? Like, is this really where you're going to go with this? Then she starts crying profusely and saying it was only one time. I didn't mean to do it. And I was like, it was only one time. Hey. And then I showed her that each one of the children aren't mine, with the exception of the youngest, as so I think. That's when it dawned on me that it was one time, multiple times, and then when we looked, each one of the children had different baby fathers, and somehow that made it even worse, because it wasn't just one person you was cheating on me with. This is a habitual thing with multiple different people that you probably don't know about, and I'm taking care of their kids. They're my kids. They're my kids. I've raised each and every one of them from a super young age, and they stood by me through this whole situation. But to think that she's not who she says she was, because up until that situation, I thought we had a great marriage. I thought we had a great life. I thought everything was going good. I thought that we were building together and already have built together. She is a stay-at-home mom that works on things that she wants to do. She takes care of the kids. She cooks, she cleans. She does everything that's needed inside of the relationship with me. Yet she didn't tell me that she wanted to go outside of the marriage. She didn't tell me that she wanted to do anything. Anyway, after finding out the information and getting her side of the story, I let her know I would need a couple of space. So I had rented a hotel for a couple of days, and I stayed in it. I stayed away, and it was all right. It was good, but I really missed my kids, and I wanted to see them. So after a couple of days, I was back inside of the house, but I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't say anything to my wife. I didn't speak to her. She would try to talk to me and I would look away. I would take care of the kids. I would grab the kids, take them to the mall, do different things with them. And everything was I was just trying to figure things out.
I'm gonna have to be honest with y'all. I ain't never heard anything like this ever in my life. Ever in my adult years, my childhood years. I mean, I've heard stories about, and I've seen on paternity court and all this stuff about men taking care of children all their lives, and they decide to get a DNA and find out that their child is not theirs. A child. But this may be 2, but I have rarely heard the case of 2. But this case, 4 children. This man's going through a marriage this long with 4 children and not even his. Now, you know, I know the last one, he said he didn't want to do a DNA, but you better believe, I strongly believe, if those 3 are not his, that last one is not his. That is some cold-blooded, cold-hearted, calculating. What kind of wife did he marry? What kind of woman? See, this all goes to show that women are greater actors than men. I don't think a man could go that long. Men get popped. Men get busted. Now you have some men that are slicker than slick, and maybe, you know, like women can be. And I'm not saying that there aren't any men who can't fool women, you know, but good gracious. I mean, you in the same household with that woman, and these children are not even yours. So I guess maybe I'm wondering how the children look. So I'm guessing maybe all this time he's thinking that if the children do look different, maybe they look like somebody on her side of the family. Because apparently none of them look, unless the guys look exactly like him. Because that's a smooth cover up. He said he didn't have an inkling. This woman was happy as far as he was concerned. There was no complaints. Yeah, she was happy, all right. She was happy getting busy, getting her thing on, while cheating around on this man who's a hardworking man. They made her a housewife. He not really made her. He gave her the option to be a housewife or homemaker, and she's a housewife. And she doesn't have to worry about working. He's taking care of his children. He's taking care of the house. He's taking care of the bills. He's taking care of her. And she could be that low down and skip out on this man like this? A good man? See, this is the thing. You know, a lot of you women out there say, and I'm not saying all, a lot of you complain about men not being good men, not being this, not being that. But then you get cases like this. How can a man be good? How can a man trust a woman? This is a woman that he loved. This is his wife. And then the bad part about it, this is his children. He loved his children. He said, these are my children. I mean, can you trust anybody these days? So that means that when you don't even know if your woman's skipping out on you or not. Let alone the fact that the children are yours. Maybe everybody need to get a DNA test, right? Maybe they need to start employing that in hospitals.